Byron here, and we've been having Apple releases every month. And I'm not gonna lie, those new iPhones look amazing. What we have today is the iPhone SE 2020. This phone has been released for around 6 months now, and with the new iPhone 12 roster releasing, this video is gonna be answering whether or not it's actually still worth it to get this phone. Just a quick disclaimer though, this review is not gonna be exactly fair. I'm more than aware that the iPhone 12 mini is a flagship and the iPhone SE is on Apple's budget lineup, but it is good to know if you'd actually notice the difference if you're an everyday user. So since the iPhone 12 mini isn't released yet here in the Philippines, I can just flash some photos or some videos around the screen to help you visualize while we have the iPhone SE 2020 right here. So this is probably the last iPhone that will come with this box with the earphones and charger. So let's unbox this. So I'm not mad at the design at all. This is designed by Apple in California, the usual. And we have the phone here. And we have it in product red, and that looks really nice. And I've always wanted to own a product red product from Apple ever since those Beats headphones before, which I actually also got. And the one that got away, the earphones and the charger.
Currently at 1,100.
1.1K, baby! So I'm not actually angry with the move by Apple with no earphones and no charger. I'm sure that other companies would also copy that movement in the near future. And here's the phone. So for the design, the Apple SE is clearly dated. I mean, we still have the bezels, but it's not really supposed to match up against the design of the iPhone 12 mini because the iPhone 12 mini actually embodies Apple's flagship design. The iPhone SE has the iPhone 8 body with the internals of an iPhone 11 and an iPhone 11 Pro with the A13 Bionic chip. You also get a different screen because the iPhone 12 mini now rocks the Retina OLED while this still uses the Retina LCD. So since the design is different, we get the Touch ID here on the iPhone SE again, while we get the Face ID on the 12 mini. With face mask actually being an everyday thing now, it might actually be more useful to have Touch ID. Since as an iPhone 11 Pro user, I end up typing the passcode every single time I go out with a mask, which makes Touch ID more efficient at a time like this. So how much is this phone? This phone is just at $399, maybe even cheaper now. And you get a 12 megapixel camera at the back and a 7 megapixel camera at the front. There's no ultra-wide angle lens here, and there's also a lock in night mode, which you get on the iPhone 11 Pro or the 12. But let me show you how the SE puts up against the iPhone 11 Pro Max, which is nearly the same as the 12 when it comes to the camera. Alright, so let's test the camera. So we have the iPhone SE 2020 here, and we have my iPhone 11 Pro Max over here. Alright, so we're gonna compare these two because these two actually rock a 12 megapixel camera as their main. So let's see if you guys can test the difference. I'll put up some photos left and right so that you guys can actually compare and see which one you guys like better, and comment down below. Alright, before we take this test, just a quick disclaimer, we have one source of light over here, and that is our main light with some normal room lights. Alright, so we're gonna take my plant over here and we're gonna put it on the table against this main source of light to test the dynamic range of these iPhones, because this is what it's really known for, getting all of that shadows, highlights, and all that good stuff. So guys, I do not have a green thumb. I actually put this out, but then it rained really hard here in the Philippines and it destroyed my plant while it was trying to recover outside. Alright, so we're just judging the photos, not the plant quality. Alright, so now we're gonna take some photos and we're just gonna be using the main camera because the iPhone SE lacks those other two cameras. And I'm gonna be labeling it Phone A and Phone B, and let me know what you guys think. Which one looks better, Phone A or Phone B, and which are your guesses? Enjoy the photos! Alright, so did you guys like the test? So if you guessed that this is the iPhone 11 Pro Max and that this is the iPhone SE, then you're right. So since we have that one main source of light here, when we were testing it against the light, we can see that the iPhone SE actually performed a bit better, trying to retain most of the colors compared to the iPhone 11 Pro Max. But again, the iPhone 11 Pro Max has more features It has night mode, it has an ultra-wide camera. It's more of an all-in-one if you ask me. But we can't compare it to that, and we were just comparing the main camera in this sense. And you also can't compare because it's 3 times the price. So for video quality, what you guys saw earlier was actually the 4K 30 FPS of both cameras with extended dynamic range, which is more than enough if you ask me. But one of the biggest complaints for the iPhone SE was the battery life. The A13 Bionic is actually taking up a lot of battery on this small device. However, this problem will probably not occur in the 12 mini because it has a bigger battery for the smaller phone. Battery capacity of the iPhone SE is at 1,821 milliamperes, while the 12 mini is at 2,227. So the battery life might not be good for the SE, but again, this is a case-to-case basis. It does depend on how you use your phone. In my opinion, the 12 mini is meant to be your daily driver, while the SE might be the phone that complements your daily driver, if that makes any sense. Since a number of people do carry 2 phones around, having one for business and one for personal, now let's get to the 2 features that actually matter in 12 mini, 5G and MagSafe. These 2 are very interesting points which will be the future of Apple moving forward. 5G is quite not there yet though here in the Philippines. I'd give it a couple more years. However, for MagSafe though, I can imagine a ton of accessories coming from this and potentially a truly wireless iPhone. I think it just makes the iPhone way more fun, and it just shows that you're on the newest iPhone if you put on a MagSafe right behind it. So you'll be missing out on this if you go for the SE because there's no magnets here. But you don't have to worry. The iPhone SE will be updated for years to come, and it will be able to handle all of those upgrades because the SE, as mentioned earlier, is running the A13 Bionic, which is exactly the same chip found on the iPhone 11. Both phones offer great performance, with the SE just really lacking on the battery life and those other expensive features. So if you're coming from a phone without Face ID, I do know so much that are still on the iPhone 6 or the 7s, or if you're coming from Android and just want to own an iPhone and enter this Apple world, then this phone just works. You see, the price is competitive in any standpoint. For $399, you can finally enter the Apple ecosystem. It's just a phone that brings a lot of value to your money. So should you get this over the iPhone 12 mini? It's not really a direct yes or no. If you want a bigger screen, you want the newest tech, the newest features, or if you're coming from the 10 or 11, then you should definitely go for the mini. If you get this, you might be moving backwards. But if you want to finally own an iPhone, you want to make that switch, and you're on a budget, and you just want something that gets the job done, then Apple made this amazing phone just for you. With the money that you save, you can even go out and get some AirPods, go out and just be happy with your phone, and you finally enter the Apple ecosystem. Compared to other budget phones from the other companies, a lot of thought was actually put into this phone, and they honestly didn't cheap out on this. Apple just got the things that would really last you till maybe the next iPhone SE, who knows. So anyways, if you like this video, give me a like, hit that subscribe button down there, and ring that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one.